The First Opium War, a conflict that altered the course of history. A clash of civilizations. Fueled by power and trade, the other ravaged by addiction and imperial exploitation. But how did a dispute over a narcotic substance become the tipping point in modern Chinese history? In the late 18th century, China was a self-sufficient empire, rich in luxury goods that captivated Europe. Silk, porcelain, and tea were in high demand. But the trade between China and Britain was far from equal. Silver flowed into China, creating a trade imbalance that Britain desperately sought to reverse. The British found their solution in a deadly vice, opium. Grown in India, the opium was smuggled into China, reversing the trade deficit and plunging the Chinese population into addiction. In 1839, Lin Zhechu, an incorruptible Chinese official, took a bold.
We cannot stand idly by as this poison ravages our people. Queen Victoria, would you allow such a scourge to destroy your nation? Then why do you send it to ours?
Determined to rid his country of opium, he destroyed over 2 million pounds of the drug and blockaded the British merchants in Canton. His letter to Queen Victoria went unanswered. But his actions set the stage for a war that neither side could avoid. The breaking point came when a group of British sailors killed a Chinese villager, and tensions erupted into violence. Britain, determined to protect its merchants and assert its dominance, dispatched the Royal Navy. The First Opium War had begun. Britain's industrial might was unmatched. Superior ships and advanced weaponry led to swift victories over the Qing dynasty's forces. The Chinese, overwhelmed and unprepared for modern warfare, faced devastation at sea and on land. By 1842, China's defeat was inevitable. The Treaty of Nanking, the first of what would become known as the unequal treaties, was imposed upon the Qing government. Hong Kong was ceded to the British Empire, and China's doors were forcibly opened to foreign trade, including the continued sale of opium. This treaty marked the beginning of a long and humiliating chapter in China's history. A period that would see foreign powers carve away at its sovereignty. And yet, the First Opium War was merely the opening act of a much larger struggle. The First Opium War did not just alter China's relationship with Britain, it reshaped the very fabric of Chinese society. Addiction spread like wildfire. The Qing government, humiliated and weakened, would soon face internal rebellions, the most devastating of which was the Taiping Rebellion. And the opium trade continued to thrive, poisoning generations of Chinese people. Lin Zhechu, the man who had once stood firm against the opium tide, was exiled for his failure to defend China. But his legacy lived on, inspiring a nation that would one day rise again, to shake off the shackles of imperialism. The First Opium War marked the beginning of what Chinese historians call the Century of Humiliation, a dark period that would haunt China until the 20th century. It is remembered as the moment when China, once the Middle Kingdom, was humbled by foreign powers. To learn more about the stories that shaped our world, subscribe to our channel. Join us as we continue to explore the pivotal moments in history that define who we are today.